Hello, hello, hello. This is Lady C here, and boy, do I have a surprise for you. Okay, so now you know, guys, that it's been the entire summer, and do you think your teenage son or daughter has been doing work the entire summer? Yeah, they've been working, but not working on schoolwork, not preparing for schoolwork. They probably have been in someone's DM, Snapchat, Facebook, anything on social media, texting and calling and emailing, and scoping out the source. And if you have a teenager, these two books are for you. It is time to talk to your teenager about dating. That's right. If they're going to middle school and if they're going to high school, and if you haven't had the talk yet, it is time. So I have developed two guidebooks for your teenagers. One is for a pastor's kid. It's called Navigating Teenage Dating as a Preacher's Kid. And the other one is called Teenage Dating, a Guide to Healthy Relationships. Okay, so you have your choice. Now, you know that our teenagers do not always tell us when they are in light mode, when their hormones are raging. It may be a little bit embarrassing for them to talk to you about. They're not going to come to you all the time to talk about sex, to talk about relationships, especially if you didn't open the door for them to feel comfortable. And if you haven't spoken with your teenagers yet about all of those things, then it's time. Now is the time. And so these guides will help you navigate through. There are questions in here. It talks about just communicating with the opposite sex, communicating with your parents. Have you talked to your parents yet? It asks them some serious questions. It navigates them through the book. It is a study guide. It's a workbook. There are questions on every page. And guess what? At the end of the book, there's a quiz, a true-false quiz. Now, the Navigating Through Teenage Dating for the pastor's kids, it just goes a little in depth, and it helps the preacher kids to know that someone else can relate to them, that they are not alone. Because you know, parents, if you are a pastor or a pastor's wife, you know sometimes we can be a little bit more strict than the average parent. Sometimes, some of us are, just all out there, but sometimes we could be a little bit more strict, and they have a few more rules that they feel that we are making them abide by. And then there's a certain image that they have to uphold. So this specifically relates to the PKs. Okay, so in this book, a healthy way to deal with relationships. It's a healthy guide. And like I said, it's a workbook. There are plenty of questions. It talks about support. Do you have a support system? It talks about the red flags. It talks about judgment. It talks about expectations from your parents. Have you sat down to talk to your kids about what you expect when they are dating? Have you talked to them about some do's and don'ts? Have you set the bar? Have you set the rules? And stop thinking that my child is not going to do that. They're not going to talk to anybody because I told them to wait until they're 16. Oh, they're talking. They're talking to someone you just don't know about. And you thought you had the password to their Facebook and their Instagram and Snapchat. Oh, you don't have it. They have another one. They have another, and you know they do. They're not going to tell you if you do not make it comfortable for them to come to you and talk to you, then they're going to be sneaking around. And what better person for them to come to than their own parents? It is time, parents. It is time to go ahead and have those hard talks with your kids about dating. Like I said, if they're going to middle school, if they're going to high school, and you haven't had those talks yet, they're going to hear it in the street. They're going to hear from someone other than you, and it's not going to be in a nice form or fashion the way they hear it. It's going to be explicit. And this is just not about sex. It's about dating. It's about building healthy relationships. It's about placing ground rules and helping them to place themselves on a higher standard, a higher level. So go ahead and get your copy from Amazon. They're only $7.25. And if you're in a church and you have a church youth group, or you're in a school and you have a club, a ladies club or a men's club, gentlemen's club, and you would like to talk to your teens or a group of teenagers about teenage dating, then I suggest this book. Okay, so go look it up on Amazon. Just type in Kathy D. Nobles or Kathy Nobles and just type in teenage dating. And the titles again is for the pastor kids: Navigating Teenage Dating as a Preacher's Kid. And for the regular average teenager, Teenage Dating, a guide to healthy relationships. And like I said, it's only $7.25 on Amazon, so get your copy today. And if the guys that are not PKs do not want a pinkish book, then they can definitely still order this book as well. It has basically the same questions in it. They can just ignore the part that says pastor's kid. It's the same questions. They're all teenagers. Most teenagers think alike, so the questions would still suffice for that average male that do not want a pink book. So I advise you to get your copy today. Go and support. Go make sure that you are talking to your child. And guess what? I'm not selfish. So if you don't want this book or these workbooks for teenage dating, I'm still going to give you some advice. It's time to have that talk. If you don't buy the book, that's okay. Like and share anyway. Someone may be able to use this book. I wish I had these two books when I had my teenagers. When my teenagers, they're adults now, but when they were teenagers, I wish I had a guide how to start talking to them. You know, it's never too early. They're never too young. Go ahead and start talking to them, because trust me, they are nervous about going to middle school. They're nervous about going to high school. And someone is looking, someone has been watching, or they may be the ones who have been watching, and they're ready to start dating. They're liking each other. Even if you have rules for them not to be able to date right now, they need to know what to expect. You can even go over the book with them. If you feel like they're a little young to do it on their own, go over it with them. Make it a household family night where you're talking to them about teenage dating. But if not, still like and share. Make sure you know, if you know a close friend that you can share it with, then I would love for you to share that with them. So teenage dating, get your copy today on Amazon. And if you decide not to purchase one, make sure you're still talking to your kids about teenage dating. Still talk to your kids about expectations, do's and don'ts. Talk to them about sex. Talk to them about relationships and what to expect. Because if they don't get it from you, they'll get it from someone else. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.